Now, this year, fireworks were probably the only thing that reminded us that this is indeed New Year's Eve. We actually got a glimpse of the fireworks display in CBD some minutes to 9 p.m. Now, the reason for that early fireworks show was, of course, the curfew. Of course, we have our very own Chemutai Gowin, who is in the CBD. It's a very different scenario as we speak, Chemutai. What is it like? Of course, fewer revelers, most places are closed by now, but what do you see around you?
Well, Victoria, like you said, earlier on we witnessed our fireworks exploding in different parts of the city, but they were really exploding to empty streets. And to many Kenyans, of course, this is a year that will not be missed, not just Kenyans, even globally, many people will not miss 2020 because of the disruptions that came with it, including these restrictions, the curfew that has been imposed. On a usual New Year's Eve, this street here would be lined with so many Kenyans who've come out to have a good time, celebrate the year that has passed and possibly just hope for a better year. But today we are seeing very little movement. We are seeing vehicles moving, just passing by, public service vehicles and even private vehicles. As we know, the curfew that has been put in place lapses at 10 p.m. and of course many people rushing back to their homes to go back home. And even Vicky, with that message of hope from President Uhuru Kenyatta in his New Year's address, it is the hope that many Kenyans that we even met here along the streets have, that next year will be better, that the financial issues that came with 2020 will go away, and they're looking forward to a better year. And we know many people they will not just miss 2020 because of the disruptions, but because of the disruptions in their livelihoods. Even here, usually, Vicky, there would be so many street children lining up these streets. We would see so many lights and so much activity because this particular street has many also nightclubs that people come to. But today, there is none of that. So, Vicky, generally here in the CBD and even different parts of the CBD that we've passed by, we've seen very little activity, and it will be the expectation, of course, even in the coming few weeks as the government relooks some of the strategies and the mitigation measures it has put in place to contain COVID-19. Of course, schools are reopening in January 4th, even as the president spoke. Activities are expected to come back to normal even as time goes by, but we'll be looking out to how maybe the streets will come back alive even as Kenyans continue to ensure that they adhere to some of those measures, including wearing of masks and maintaining hygiene as part of the measures of containing COVID-19 and flattening the COVID-19 curve. Vicky?
Chemutai, I don't know if you had a chance to talk to anyone as to why they're still in town at this time, considering that it lapses in, what time is it now? 40 minutes or so?
Actually, Vicky, the few that we even spoke to and even some that were alighting from the public service vehicles that are applying this particular route say they were out with family and friends in different places in Nairobi. Some even coming from far and wide, Kajiado County, the Nairobi metropolis, and now they are rushing, trying to beat the curfew to ensure they are home before 10 p.m. because it is expected that security, of course, has been beefed up. We know that earlier on we've seen police doing their rounds within the CBD, of course, ensuring there is safety, but also enforcing those measures that have been put in place. So we expect that by around maybe 10 minutes to 10 p.m. or even post 10 p.m. that we'll see more heightened activity, especially from the security officers or the law enforcement officers, as they try to ensure that no one breaks the law even as they continue the celebrations. Vicky, remember that even the government just put in place a few restrictions even for the New Year celebrations, and it's not just here in Kenya. Even globally, we saw a lot of restrictions in terms of the New Year celebrations, that there were no parties that we would usually see. Even the KICC usually would invite members of the public to come and witness the lighting, and then we would see a lot of fireworks. But today, Vicky, there is none of that.